Hey guys, welcome back to World of Warships. Today is a very, very good day. This is an event that I can fully endorse. I am so happy right now. We have a lot of good news coming from Wargaming right now. Starting with the Battle of Java Sea event. We've had a lot of loot boxes. We've had a ton of gambling. It's been ridiculous, quite frankly. And this event reminds me of events we had, honestly, like 6 or 8 years ago. This is like 2017, 2018 Wargaming events is what this one feels like to me. And it's awesome. It's really, really cool. I have to go over it for you here. This event is going to give you the option to directly purchase a Minegumo or a Jupiter 42. There is no gambling. There is no hidden missions that you have to go into some web campaign to unlock. There is none of that. You just get to buy it. I can't believe that that's the bar today, but that is the bar. We have cleared it. Incredible. They're available in the armory, or at least for doubloons, but also we can actually go to the premium shop and get a discount. It's even better than I could have asked for. If Wargaming would have given me the reins for an event to sell a ship, or two even, I would have just had it be directly available for purchase. I wouldn't have even had the gall to ask for discounts even. This is incredible. More of this, please, Wargaming. I've needed an event like this. It has felt so bad over the last couple of months. I felt like the direction of this game has taken such a dramatic turn over the last 3 months or so. Even 6 months ago, a year ago, we would have seen more events like this. Sure, there was gambling, there was time-gated events, yes, but these types of events were mixed in. And it's been a little while since we've seen this. I'm very, very happy to show you guys this event. And I'm going to play a couple of them today. Just a little bit of a refresher, though. Jupiter 42 being a Tier 7 destroyer. AP only with not the best DPM. Yet, I found it to be rather fun. The AP here has improved pen angles, shorter fuses, meaning you're not even going to get that many overpens on destroyers. Your concealment's great. You have a personal hydro that lasts forever. It's amazing in caps like this. And your torps, well, you don't have very many of them, and your DPM's not great. They have a lot of alpha damage. It also has the fun smokes, I like to call it, where the smokes are short duration and they come back quickly, and you have a ton of them. So you can just spam them out, get into really close brawly situations, and just spam smokes, constantly repositioning. It's really, really fun. And while it may not be the most powerful Tier 7 destroyer, it's still a solid pickup. Especially if we go over here in the premium shop. I do want to explain this. You probably saw these coupons, these discounts available to you, and you were wondering, where is it? We see down here the Jupiter 42 available for like 40 bucks Canadian, Minegumo available for $100 Canadian, very expensive. Where's the discount? I mean, there's a 9% here. My coupons show that there should be a 70% discount, or at least a 15% discount on the Minegumo or the collection. But Jupiter 42, to actually get this discount, you're actually going to have to click on the ship. You're going to have to go into the shop, click purchase even. And from here, before you click buy, make sure you select apply coupon. Once that's done, look at the cost. Goes down 73% total discount here. Canadian, that is $11.83. That's pretty good. Now, you're not going to get compensated with the full value if you already have Jupiter 42. You won't get compensated with the full doubloon value, like 5,000 doubloons or something like that. That won't happen. So don't buy this if you already have it, obviously. But if you don't have it, I mean, this is pretty cool, man. It's been so long. I feel like we've been introducing premiums, and I'm like, yeah, this is an interesting ship. Here's all the stats, but you're gonna have to gamble for it. Or Prevention comes back, and it's 150,000 doubloons. It's sad, really. I'm really, really, really happy with this event. It's shocking how long it's felt, how long it's been since I've been able to do an event like this and actually just be happy and like just tell people that it's you could directly buy it. I can't even talk. I'm so shocked right now. I can't even speak, man. I'm gonna leave that in. I'm not even gonna edit that out. Okay? I can't even believe this is real right now, given the current climate of things. And it gets better. We've got some news about classified documents. They're doing balance changes to lower tiers. We got to talk about that as well. But first here, Minegumo, we can see also has a coupon that brings it down by a little bit, 23%. It's a tier 9. Minegumo I do like as well. I've got a little bit of gameplay to show you too. Tier 9, really tough matchmaker these days. Up tiers, being a Torp boat, we suffer against carriers. It's just miserable. But the ship is really fun because you have these close range Torps that do a ton of damage and go really quickly, but they're only 6.5 kilometers of range. But you have the option for alternate Torps that have 15 kilometers of range. They're slow, they're spotted from the moon, but it allows you to play in different gaming scenarios. It allows you to deal with 12-kilometer radars and still be able to Torp and feel like you're doing something. As well as in the games or positions where you can get close, danger close, in fact, you have the Screamers at close range that are incredible. Minegumo is a fun ship as well if you're interested in Torp boats. And it's a discount! It's direct purchase! It's a discount! I can't believe it. This is amazing. So good. More of this, please, Wargaming. Like, list, please. If you're only gonna listen to one thing, do more of this. I can cover ships. I can deal with loot boxes in these events, okay? There's still loot boxes here. If we look, there's still loot boxes. And a minor gripe of mine is that one of the ships in these loot boxes is not currently available for direct purchase, that being the Udachi, but it's been available for direct purchase before. So it's not like it's a brand new ship that's just been introduced and is only available for the first time, a limited time, available for coal. I still wish it was available directly, okay? But at least it was available before. It's for direct purchase. And the ships here, yes, you can gamble on them, but they're also mostly available for direct purchase with a discount. Incredible stuff. It's a little sad, also, we do have to recognize, a little sad that that's the bar that I'm so excited about. Just a direct purchase ship. But it's progress, man, it's progress. The last couple of months have been tough to even be excited about any of these new events coming. And this is a good one, and I have to say that. Now, I also want to talk just briefly about this development blog here for these balance changes for public test 14.2. It's all low tiers. It is just tier 2, tier 3, tier 5, 4, and 5, and nothing to do with high tier. And there's a ton of changes here. I'm not going to go over all of them, but I do think it's rather interesting that they're taking a look at low tier. I hope this means we're going to get more relevant events for low tier. I tried to do a Mikasa ship request, if you guys remember that one a while ago, and it was just impossible because there was no player versus player matchmaker down at tier 2. Below tier 5, you really don't have any PvP matchmaker for random battles anymore. Nobody plays down there. So all of these balance changes are cool, they're interesting, but that alone isn't going to bring back low tier matches for people to play. I think we definitely need some mission chains down there. Allow us to farm out some of our battle pass, farm out some of our dockyard. All sorts of stuff like that needs to be available for lower tiers. Maybe even if it's at a lower rate, but it's low tier, so your damage is lower, your XP is lower, so it would already be accumulating at a lower rate anyway. But just let people play down here. I think it would be cool. There's a lot of fun ships down at low tier, actually. It reduces the complexity. We've been talking about too much complexity at high tier, right? Low tier is pretty basic, man, and because of that, it's actually really fun. Especially if you don't have to deal with carriers. There are some down here, but they're not as overly powerful as super carriers or high tier carriers. And I think there's a lot of good to be had at low tier World of Warships. Just pure fun, simple, basic fun. And with all of these changes here to almost every low tier ship, it feels like, even the really old ones, it could be good. It remains to be seen if Wargaming is capable of introducing missions or game modes or enough incentives to get people playing at these lower tiers. Otherwise, I don't think this in itself, just these changes, isn't going to entice enough players to actually go down and play low tier again and have a consistent matchmaker. So hopefully we can see that. But hey, it's a positive change. It's in the positive direction. And the last thing we definitely have to talk about as well is Wargaming's announcement that classified documents will not be in random battles for update 14.2. Incredible. Amazing. This is so nice. This is one of the biggest worries I had, as you guys know. Obviously, I'm still concerned about the direction of those experimental ships, temporary ships. Very concerning still. But this, for me, was... I don't know how I was going to play the game, to be honest with you. I was going to have to figure out some workarounds to not just get clicked on every game. And perhaps that was too pessimistic a take, but for me, this was going to be a big deal. This was going to maybe nerf my ships by 5 to 10% just consistently every game. It was going to be very difficult to make content on this game. And I know, streamer, YouTuber problems, right? But I think this also was going to affect more than just streamers, YouTuber people, I think. But super happy. Maybe this wouldn't have affected you, but, you know, I'm going to give you my take here, and very, very happy to see this. A little worried about the future implementation of classified documents in random battles is currently under review. Does that mean it's going to come eventually? Concerned. I hope it just gets canceled, to be honest with you, but it's a positive direction. Wargaming is listening to us. Wargaming has listened in the past. It's not like Wargaming does not listen to us. Here's a great example of them hearing the community's feedback. But also, do you guys remember Wargaming putting Airship Escort into random battles a while ago? That didn't go over well, and they removed it rather quickly. Maybe not quickly enough for some. It still got into the game, but they did remove it. So Wargaming does listen. There are examples where it feels like they don't. I will give you that for sure. But Wargaming does listen to our feedback as a community. If we are... I mean, honestly, it feels like we have to be outraged enough. But this time there was enough outrage for a change to be seen. Hopefully, we also see some changes regarding the monetization to tie it back into the Java C event. I really, really, really hope that we're seeing more of these events. Add the loot boxes, add the time-gated events, add the insane gambling. I don't care, as long as there's a way to directly purchase the ship, Wargaming. Seriously, I will mention that there's gambling, I will mention that there's loot boxes, but that will not be the focus of my videos if there's a way to directly purchase the ship, okay? I promise you, that's the direction these videos will take when new ships come into the game, as long as there's a way to directly purchase them. I'll even make the exception that we used to have as well, telling us when the ship will be available again if it is just a time-gated event with loot boxes. I'll take that even. I won't be happy. I won't be nearly as happy as if there is just a direct purchase at the same time, but at least tell us. Remember when we used to get told ships would be available again for later purchase? I haven't received any information on Inshin about that. Maybe I missed it. It's possible I missed it, okay? But it feels like we're sliding back. The line is being pushed just a little bit here and there, and it's reached a breaking point at this moment, and hopefully we can course correct. And there are some course corrections here. Wonderful. I'm so glad that I got to make this video today, to be honest with you. I've been pre-making a ton of content as I will be gone next week. Don't worry, there's a bunch of content ready to go. There will be entertainment. There will be a ton of shenanigans with the new Conrad special commander for the Dutch ships. We're taking a look at some more balance changes. My best game ever in a DD, perhaps, with Split double up-tiered into tier 10 carrier game. Absolute monster of a game with the buffed Split. There's good stuff coming. But there's a bit of an undertone in some of those pre-made videos where I didn't have the context of these events changing, of the classified documents. So you may see a little bit of a sarcastic undertone towards some of the current state of the game, which now, fortunately, is changing. We're seeing some changes, and I'm so glad that this is the last video I'm making before I head out. So just barely managed to get it out the door, and I'm very, very glad. This is such a great note to end things on before I leave for the week. So great job, Wargaming. Good, glad to see it. Listening to the community, taking feedback into account rather quickly, might I add as well. Typically, some of these decisions probably take a while, and glad to see a lot of effort put in by Wargaming, okay? We do have to commend that as well, to be taking into account community feedback, deciding, discussing, making a decision behind closed doors, and then getting that information out to the community as well so quickly. That is to be commended. Thank you very much, Wargaming, and anybody involved in those discussions and conveying information, that dialogue, well done. Thank you. Thank you very much for all your hard work. As for the builds on these ships, if you're looking to get them, I do think it is pretty standard builds. There's not a lot of room to experiment on these things, and that's okay, because they fit a very, very niche role, especially Minegumo here. This is just a torp boat, right? There is no gunboating. We shoot our guns when necessary, but yeah, it's just full torp build as much as we possibly can here. Obviously, we want concealment. We have like the best concealment at our tier, so we definitely want to take advantage of that. Our guns, not great. Worth using from time to time, but not great. The real sauce, special sauce here is the secondary torp salvos. You get 2 different set of torps, man. It's so fun. This is one of my favorite torp boats in the game, actually, purely because I can choose to have weaker torps, but they go longer range. Specifically, their concealment, their speed is way worse. Damage slightly down, but they still do a ton of damage. But 15 kilometers, it's so comfy for those games where there's carriers spotting you, the games where there's a lot of radars to deal with. You can still feel like you're a torp boat that can play the game. Where the F3s there, the 6.5 kilometer torps, you swap to them in the games where you can get really close and you have that advantage. But you're not taking the F3s for the entire match and then you're locked out. That's such an awful feeling. It's one of the reasons I never take F3s on Shima, even though those are 8 kilometers, not 6.5. And definitely, yeah, just full torp build here. Pretty obvious, I think. Jupiter 42, though, gunboat. Definitely a gunboat. I love these smokes, man. These short burst smoke generators are so much fun. This personal hydro is excellent for a gunboat. You're really not going to be eating random torps here. Look how long the duration is on this thing. And I'm not even running like a hydro mod. We could even extend that even further, which would be rather hilarious. 8% engine boost, rather nice. And as for the build here, I didn't get a chance to, but I did want to try a concealment build instead of Fearless Brawler, because I'm spending a lot of time in smoke, right? And we can get like 5.7 detect on a ship with these guns. That's kind of hilarious, actually. Extremely long reload, though. 6.2 seconds, even while running something like Main Veteran AA Specialist. It's a long reload. But they do a lot of damage. Since it's all only AP, you can think of extra heavy AP ammunition as just a 7.5% boost to your damage output, straight up, since you're not using HE ever. These have improved pen angles. They have slightly shorter fuses. It's not the full maximum short fuses like we see on, I think, higher tier British DDs in particular. Those ones can get down to 0.005, like Druid, for example. Druid also being an AP focused tier 10, and that one also gets some massively improved pen angles, 60 to 75 degrees. Crazy stuff on Druid, but 0.001 for our Jupiter here is quite good for tier 7. And you noticed I didn't have to deal with that many overpens. We overpen some DDs, but only the skinniest portions of the smallest destroyers. So 0.01 fuse time and threshold being 12 millimeters, 60 to 68 degree pen angles. It's solid AP. It's really good. It works well. Some of our salvos over 3k damage per salvo into battleship upper belts. Although you noticed my matchmaker there in that Jupiter 42 game, I do have to mention that was maybe the best matchmaker I've ever seen in this game. No carrier, no sub, playing tier 7, and it's all tier 7s. If we could get more of that, I would be willing to wait in queue for 3-5 minutes for games like that. I really would. Because it makes these mid-tier ships so much more fun to play when you're not in double up tier. It's so much worse. I would rather take the time to wait for the better match quality. I know that's not the sentiment or what Wargaming will do, but man, it was such a fun match to play mid-tier again and just face other mid-tier ships. It felt more fair. It felt more like my decisions mattered. It was good. It was just really, really good. I would love to have more of that. If you're wondering, this is also in the armory, but this is not where you're going to get a discount. So just keep that in mind. If we go down here to Battle of Java Sea, sure, there's your loot boxes, there's your bundle, here's Jupiter 42, here's Minegumo, but there is no coupon here, right? It's only when you direct purchase with the premium shop. So just keep that in mind. If you have doubloons, it is a lot of doubloons, certainly. And actually, Jupiter 42, 8,300? That's really expensive, actually, for this ship. Tier 7 DD? 8,300? That's a lot. Well, if you're looking at that one, then I would definitely recommend going the direct purchase route if you haven't seen the ship and you want to give it a try for what is essentially like $12 Canadian. Pretty decent deal. Although I still think that if it's not a ship that interests you, you don't have to buy it, right? Even though it is a pretty good discount, if you're not interested in a Gunboat DD that's AP only at tier 7, then you don't waste the money on it, I would say. But really solid event here. Really happy to see this change in direction. Bravo, Wargaming. Thank you for listening to the community. More of this, please. I got to do the positive reinforcement, right, guys? We'll be critical of Wargaming when they deserve it, when it's time to be critical, but we also got to call out, we got to be fair, right? We got to be fair. We got to call out the positives too, and I think this is a very positive change. Not everything, we still want to take a look at those experimental ships. We still want, classified documents in clan battles still, not sure. Are classified documents coming later into randoms? Not sure about that. But for now, things are positive, and I'm happy. Very happy with this event, with classified documents for now being removed from randoms. Very happy with this. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Definitely leave a comment. Wargaming listens to feedback. Maybe they're checking the comments as well, so leave your feedback down below. And with that, thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys in a little while. There will be content next week, but I will be gone. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.